just got home from work, and that means a couple of things. First thing it means is that it's time for the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament. Second thing it means is something happened at work that I want to tell you about. So I was shirking my duties in the kitchen, checking subscription on BoardGameGeek.com, and this user von Wiederveld had sent me a digital package that contained the rules to Android, because last session video I mentioned how I couldn't find mine anywhere. So no sooner had I gotten done replying to him via typing when I looked up above the kitchen cabinet, and this is what I saw. Stack of books my wife got me from the library, underneath which were the rules to Android. So it's kind of like one of those devices that you can send digital information to and it makes a three-dimensional object, only this device is even more advanced, I would say, because it not only just makes a digital object, but it also puts words on it. I guess they call that a fax machine. But this is a fax machine that has its own paper creator also in it. And so I have my book, which is great because there's some stuff with events that I maybe need to look up for this next turn. I'm excited. We're on day 4. Let's go do it. As we're looking at the board to get reacclimated before I mess with things, I wanted to remind everyone, in all fairness, about my current plot card. If I get any rules wrong, starting today until here, when the plot gets resolved, I get bad baggage. Now, don't let that dissuade you, those of you who have a true heart, from informing me if I get rules wrong, because I appreciate learning about the rules, and if you like the game enough to know the rules, you'd be doing the people who don't know the rules a disservice by not pointing out that I got rules wrong. So please be vicious with it. You know, any little thing, go ahead. Give me some bad baggage. It will only hurt my feelings temporarily. By the next week, I'll have forgotten all about it and, you know, have gotten a whole new plot, whole new things to think about. I won't even have to worry about the rules anymore. So please, by all means, do let me know if I've made any errors. Hope you all got a good gander at the board state, because it's now Twigmar's turn. Alright, so Twigmar did have Caprice visit Levy University after all. She spent one of her corporation favors to influence the chairman. What the chairman then did in turn for her was pulled some strings which damaged Rachel in some way, causing Dick to lose his +4 victory point chip. He is not too happy about that. Caprice, as you recall, has 7 actions per turn, by the way. Pretty good turn for her. Twigmar put down a bunch of conspiracy tokens, used that to get these yellow political favors, which are nice for her baggage. Next turn, and there's only going to be a couple turns before this gets resolved, she can sacrifice some time, or he can sacrifice some time, which is an action point in this game, to put 2 good baggage at the cost of one of these. Not so bad. Along with that, while he was pulling these favor puzzle pieces, he got some favor, but he also got to do some nice things on the conspiracy puzzle. He got that 4 victory point chip, which is nice, and then was also able to connect the puzzle both to the street favor link, which hopefully, if he can pull the Daniel plot, which is Caprice's love interest plot, he can get quite a bit of street favor through that. And also, this one's even better for him, especially since he's been kind of focusing on Caprice's plot, linked the conspiracy to the happy ending thing. So if he gets to a happy ending, even more bonus points. That's good for most people. Alright, next turn. Forgot to mention, Twigmar, due to this puzzle piece, was able to put a hit on Sergeant Deja Thoris, making Banana regret she put this alibi on there. That's a big big blue flag on Sergeant Deja Thoris. I consulted the rule book, and I'll have you know that if 3 of these are on her, she's gone, and whatever hunches people have are going to be worthless, whether she was maybe supposed to be guilty or not. Alright, Banana's turn involved a lot of walking, and yes, I mean walking. Started out in the Castle Club. All the evidence got moved from this beanstalk district. So walk, fly. Got a card, followed up something, put down some evidence on. I put it face up on Vinny the Strangler, and then spent a time just to draw a dark card. Drew a Caprice dark card. So I don't know what she has in mind, but it probably has something to do with playing a dark card. Now it's someone else's turn. Okay, so Cooney's cashed in Floyd's experimental chip, which allowed him to draw a bunch of cards. Then he used a dropship pass, went to Church of St. Teresa, which gave him some good baggage because it's a religious location. Followed up some leads there. Oh, he got a really good puzzle piece for him. The best puzzle piece he could probably get is this puzzle piece right here. What it does is it links things to, links the conspiracy to Haas, Biroid, and I believe, though, just to be sure, I think I will check the rulebook, I believe that makes it so his Haas Biroid chips are worth an extra point per link. Since there are 2 links going there, that's an extra 2 points. So per chip. So he has 2 chips right now. That's an extra 4 points he just got himself for getting that one puzzle piece. Very nice. Other than that, he placed some evidence on Thomas Haas, which is fitting, I think, that he would want to place evidence or be able to place evidence on him, considering his connection to Haas Biroid. For those of you who don't know, he was created by Haas Biroid as a Biroid. So, yeah, warp down to Earth. Oh, a card got played on him. It didn't end up actually doing anything, though. The card, he had a choice between light and dark tactics, as always. The dark tactics caused him to lose 1 favor and then gain 1 trauma. However, since he chose to allow the priest to get murdered, he's still immune to trauma. He can't be traumatized at all, and he doesn't have any favor. So the card essentially did nothing except fully light shift Raymond, which is nice for Sparky. You take that back. I stopped then, letting the man's words wash over me as I took off my coat and set it aside. You can insult me all you want, but when you start bad-mouthing the Corps, it's on, buddy. So Raymond just got into a fight over someone insulting the Corps, and then right afterwards, the killing fields. We were supposed to put down the rebellion in Heinlein, but it was a trap. I caught one in the shoulder and had to burn my suit shut with my laser. I'll never forget the feel of my glove filling with blood and the stink of my arm as it cooked. So what just happened, game-wise, is Dick was very himselfish and played a double whammy on Sparky when Sparky went into Freetown. So what that did, first thing he did was he played this card which caused him to get into a fight. Then he played another card, his memory card, which was to take effect when he got into a fight on the moon. He's on the moon, he just got a fight. What that did was it made him completely dark shift and gain 3 trauma, which is negative 3 points. That's not very good. I still think Sparky made the best of his turn, however. He was able to get some victory points off the conspiracy puzzle and also place some evidence. So, not so bad. Drew some cards as well. Dark cards for Rachel. So our conspiracy puzzle is almost filled up. There's only 3 pieces left to be played. I don't think any of them can legally be played right now unless someone has a card that can move things around. So that might be how it's looking. The media is in on it. Human First is in on it. Commissioner Dawn is in on it. The Order of Soul is in on it, as are the mining bosses. So those are the people right now who it looks like are behind the murder. We're in the middle of Dick's turn right now, and Dick has a tough decision to make. He just got this card played on him when Rachel entered Armitage software in order to do a hit on a guy. So right now, this guy's killed 2 hunters, and what are you thinking? Hi, Dad, I'm fine. How are you? And so now she has to decide whether or not she wants to gain 2 trauma, 1 stress, and get $3,000. She's at $7,000 because she called a cab. Or if she wants to gain 1 trauma, 2 stress, and $2,000. I think Dick is going to go for the extra stress and the less trauma because he likes points. He figures he can get money pretty easily off his friend, and getting more money also gives him the good baggage. So he's going to go ahead and get a couple bad baggage. And even worse, I think, for him right now is the trauma. He has a lot of trauma. Well, yeah, I guess I could just give him that and take these 2. So since Rachel got paid for that traumatic event, she ended up getting a light marker as well as some money. The money gave her some light baggage, which was nice. So Dick didn't feel like it would really pay off to pursue the hit in Armitage software. So instead, he spent the rest of his turn going to Mons Wolf Observatory, which is where the murder went down. Got to jump on the case. This is the first time I've ever actually done this in the game. I guess Dick was the one who did it. He made it so he's going to be the first player next turn, which is coming up here, I guess, next video. I don't think I'm going to do it right now. Also, put some evidence down. It's pretty much his turn here. We'll take a look at their plot cards before we finish up. Everyone's done quite well. He hasn't done a lot. The mustache guys have been really plotty. The non-mustache guys haven't. Another thing about that, I have a poll going for who people want to win this particular game. It's a tie, last I checked, between and tied for last with no votes are any teens watching this who are trying to decide what kind of facial hair to have as they start to be able to grow it. Keep this in mind. All right, we moved the marker and have a new event turned up. Oliver, who's this little boy right here who's in Rachel's life some way, I'm not quite sure how, is available to hide evidence for people at this stadium. It just so happens that Lewis is at that stadium. So if he wants to next turn, unless Caprice gets there first, though I guess Dick could send Rachel there since he has that drop pass. Well, whoever gets there first is able to get rid of some evidence on the sheet here. Since some of the evidence is showing, someone may or may not want to do that. We'll see. Okay, I figured out a way to use the whiteboard for this game. I didn't know how I would use it because there's not really an ongoing score. Well, I decided that there should be an ongoing score. I could let you know, since we pretty much finished the conspiracy puzzle, at least for now, what things would score what if the game were to end right away. It's not going to end right away. We're still a full 7 days out. But so here you can see the court favors are worth 2 more points, as are Haas favors. This right here has made it so that Floyd has got some huge scoring potential. Floyd's the only one who can get Haas favors right now, unless there's some card or something that does it, because he's the only one with a warrant on Haas Bioroid. To get a warrant, you have to do some rigmarole. You have to, well, I guess you just have to spend a time in a political favor, so that's not too bad. But you have to be in the right spot, and there's just some things you have to do in order to get that. He already has it, and he's already got 2 favors. Each of those Haas Bioroid favors are worth 7 points, which is pretty good, especially if you consider that a guilty ending, which is kind of the big whole thing everyone's vying for with placing evidence on these suspects, is worth 19 points. So if you get, well, it takes several, but if you get four counters, that's 28 points. That's far more than you can get from getting a guilty thing. So it might be all about getting the Haas Bioroid tokens. Street favor and court favor are also worth 2, just 2, but that's not bad. It's not so hard to get those kinds of favor. Guilty verdict is worth 19 points. Innocent is worth 9, so that could be a lot of points for someone. And happy endings are worth +2, whatever it says on the ending. So here we have kind of the breakdown. Again, this isn't taking into account all the evidence, who gets the happy or the guilty or innocent endings. I will say, though, that I think Caprice or Twigmar or Banana probably place the most evidence. So they probably have the best chance of getting the points there. But there's a lot of game left. Here's the standings. I'll see you next time.